I see you went with your thumbnail, not mine.
It's the same fucking thumbnail.
It's not. Your centering, the
Oh,
placement of what you do is so haphazard. Do you do it on your phone?
Yeah.
Of course.
I was golfing today. I'm sorry.
I respect the hustle. I hate the lack of professionalism. Welcome to the Simple Mind Sports Show. Look, the expectations for the Patriots are getting out of control. Nobody, not a single person, has talked about Drake Maye this entire offseason. It's been all about Mike Vrabel, the Playboy, and everything that they've done in free agency and the perfect draft of all time. Not a single person has talked about Drake Maye and asked the question, what if he stinks? What if he stinks? If he stinks, it's all for naught. It's all for naught. So I'm not saying he stinks. I'm just been basically the only one asking the question, does he stink? He might stink. Can we potentially talk about that? He showed some evidence of that this week. So we'd like to talk about the potential of Drake Maye stinking. We may have a problem here, folks. Before we get to that, let's do some opening takes. Raymond, Sleepy Ray was on a cold golf course this morning. Let's see if we can wake him up with some opening takes. Raymond, what do you got?
Thank you there, Richard. Not only is Vegas saying that the Patriots are win-loss total at 8.5, but now they're favored in 11 games. Like you said, Rich, last year, what did they prove? They just showed that they were a shitty team. Now they're getting all this respect because Mike Vrabel is here. And like, what else changed on the offensive side of the ball? Maybe you're going to be able to protect Drake Maye, but 11 times they're favored to win this year. Like, come on, what? Wake up, Vegas! Come on, we saw last year what they were. It's not that same team. Come on,
Bobby.
Well, let me explain the prospects for the NBA for the remainder of this year and next year. It goes like this. Woof, 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 woof. You're about to have as much fun watching the NBA in the next year and a half as you will at a Chunky Girl convention. It's going to be highly disappointing. There's we got the Midwest teams about to take over here in the NBA. That's no fun. The classic NBA franchises are potentially in transition or in turmoil. Tatum's injured. LeBron leaving the Lakers. Fatty Luka's there. That's not going to do anything. The Miami Heat are a disaster. The Mavericks, they'll have Cooper Flag though, so that'll be real cool. The NBA, if you need help fixing up the mess that you've created, you know where to find me.
Speaking of woof, 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 the Red Sox are nothing but a complacent 500 team, which tells everything you need to know about their leadership. It's time for big changes down in Fenway. We were calling for Rafi Devers. He showed up as in hit the ball out of the ballpark. You want to move him? I'm fine to move him. I've talked about this ad nauseum. I've talked about the loser mentality and the loser culture that you've built in the past 5 years, intentionally not trying to build a winning ball club and preparing for the future and looking towards the future as the Red Sox. It's hard to get out of that mold when you have the same leadership that you've had through your suck years. So Devers is a part of that, certainly, but he's a very good hitter. I'm talking more about Alex Cora, who took a day off to go to dinner to celebrate his daughter's graduation. Family first. I get it. This is a big deal. His daughter graduated BC. He didn't go to the graduation. He went to the dinner. I confused him at first, but then I found out. He went to the dinner. And what did they do? They won a close game. Then he got booted out of the next game. What did they do? They won another close game. It is very much past the time we start asking the question, do they blow Alex Cora out of town to get the most out of this team? And anybody with him that has the same mentality of let's go to dinner instead of winning baseball games. I think it's about that time if you're the Red Sox. There's not much more time left in this season with the 500 ball club. So we'll talk about that. We've got Patriot OTAs, a lot of the forged in Foxborough. I took a peek at that. If you haven't, that's okay. I did. I'll tell you all about it.
I thought you didn't have time to watch TV because you have a family.
No, I went Alex Cora and said, this is more important.
Oh,
I reversed. This is reverse Alex Cora.
Gotcha.
Yeah. When's the last time your family saw you, golf boy? So we've got the Force and Foxborough. Last week I promised you we talk about the Patriots depth chart. We're going to do that. It blows. Just telling you, just a lot of hype coming out of Foxborough. Let's take a look at the depth chart and see how real. Let's see how real we get there. So a lot of Patriots talk to start. We got 10 questions from a guy named Rob. We will catch up on the Red Sox, Alex Cora. We're going to go to this or that with Chief Bobby because, again, Ray was cold and golfing, couldn't do much to say. Simplest Minds of the Week to close out the show. This is the Simple Mind Sports Show, Friday Rewind, May 23rd, live here Thursday, May 22nd. Welcome. The Celtics are dumb front-running pussies. This is the same team they have been for 4 years running.
Well, my worst nightmare came true. Missoula and Mayo are friends. What the fuck? Apparently, they've known each other since Virginia. They have these docking sessions where they talk about ball and managing people.
I'm on vacation. I'm gonna quay all these. I'm gonna fucking watch them this week.
Do you say quay?
Is it not quay?
It's Q. It's Q. It's Q-U-E. You idiot. All right. If you're watching on YouTube, you're welcome. Devilishly handsome today. Ray, you look good. That cold weather did you some good. That got the skin perked up.
Just frozen in there,
Yeah.
Chunking.
Took the inflammation down a little bit.
A little bit.
Bobby, new room?
No, fuck you. It's the same one.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Everyone's hot today. Everyone's hot. I know it's a little chilly up there, but I'm guessing you got an athletic tuck underneath that hoodie?
I generally tuck that way, yes. Just in case I have to spring into action.
Exactly. The athletic tuck. If you missed that last week, go check it out. YouTube's your friend there. If you're listening on your favorite podcast platform, rate, subscribe, review, tell your friends, as always, tell your mothers about the Simple Mind Sports Show. Check out simplemindsports.com for the latest blogs, pods. Get the newsletter. We'll bring it right to your doorstep every Friday at 12 o'clock. Just ringing the doorbell. Sometimes it's like we drop a bag of shit and light it on fire, but sometimes it's better than that. Sometimes it's like Bobby in a new room. Not today, apparently, though.
No, not today. Go fuck yourself.
Angry Chief Bobby. Maybe that's because the reports at Foxborough last week, Bobby started with his opening take was the only thing good in New England was the Patriots. And then they started playing and Drake Maye threw 4 fucking interceptions on his first 8 throws. So maybe that's why he's a little bit angry. That's where we'll start. Drake Maye, an OTAs, the first day open to media, goes 4 for 8 with 4 interceptions. Not great. He did finish the day 7 of 8. 11 for 16 overall with 4 turnovers. Let's start there. It looked like the rest of the offense was a little shaky. Backup Josh Dobbs and something called Ben Woldridge.
What
is their third quarterback on the depth chart there?
Not
a great day for the offense. I know I'm overstating 4 picks in the first day of OTAs from Drake Maye. It's a new offense. It's a complicated offense by all accounts, and we'll get to it. Looks like Vrabel's coming in hot, not giving his team time to ramp up. No excuses for the offense. Let's go. So fairly expected for his team to struggle. Starting out, a nice sign that Drake Maye finish strong. I'm not saying he's going to be a 4 interception guy. I have been saying, Bobby, that he did throw 2 game-losing interceptions last year, and the only thing we heard about was some fucking ridiculous scramble play where he threw a 2-yard pass to Ramondre Stevenson off his back foot for a 2-point conversion to send him into overtime against the Tennessee Titans that gave him the opportunity to throw the game-losing interception. So all I want to say about Drake Maye, and we'll start here with Drake Maye and take it wherever you want in the OTAs. We've got some things to go through here, but all I'm saying, can we just wait and see? Because if he does suck, if he's less than mediocre, that 9 and 8 that we talked about last week, that goes down real fast. And forget about the fucking 12 or 13 or 11 wins that people are talking about, or the 11 that Vegas has him favored for. No. That's expecting Drake Maye to be a good quarterback. He's got top 5 potential with anybody you talk to. He has yet to prove any of that. Am I crazy to say that? Is it too early to start talking like that, or can we finally start talking about the second-year quarterback who has proven fucking dog shit?
No, it's 100% fair. If you watched the games last year, during any point of the game where there was any pressure or any crunch time, he generally performed poorly. Now, of course, there's a lot to say about that. He didn't have a lot going for him. Most of his numbers came when he was just in garbage time throwing there. But hey, all the traits are there and all the signs point towards you put some players around this guy and he can get the job done. Put a coach around this guy and he can get the job done. But that has to be proven. Right now, his track record is there is no track record. He won 2 games in the NFL. He beat the Bears once on the road. Wow, cool. Ray was there. That was cool. That was about the best thing about the game. Other than that, his season was just showing spots of potential, and he has to put it all together, or this team won't be much better off than last year.
Are they going to treat this like a rookie year for him? Like pretty much ease him into everything again? Because obviously he came in halfway through the season last year, and then he got hurt again, and then he came back. Like, is this going to be like?
Can I give you the shining hope for Drake Maye? And I believe this is true, and this is why I believe they will have a good season. Josh McDaniels. The way Josh McDaniels handled Mac Jones his rookie year to a 10-win season is if Josh McDaniels can handle Drake Maye 70 to 75% of that, because Mac Jones is not the quarterback Drake Maye is, from an athletic standpoint and just from a physical tool standpoint, probably just overall, Drake Maye should be better than Mac Jones. Oh, if McDaniels can mold Maye the way that he did Mac Jones and silo him into places to keep him out of bad mistakes, to keep him out of bad situations, play hard defense, and do that thing, then yeah, you definitely treat him like a rookie in that way, because Alex Van Pelt and Gerard Mayo, his actual rookie year, may have sent his development backwards, not forward. So yeah, I think you have to come in with that. But Josh McDaniels has the benefit of Drake Maye having a year as a professional under his belt. The rookie thing, coming out of college season, coming to the combine, going to the draft, like you don't have the full year to prepare. That whole thing, Drake Maye has that advantage now. So he's a red-shirted rookie, more or less. It's kind of how they think they should treat him. I don't know if they are. I don't know if they will.
Well, do you think that's why he had 4 interceptions his first day of minicamp? Because they pretty much said, all right, go out there, show us what you got. And just said, didn't really help him and just took backed up and said, let's see what this kid has and let the defense do what they had to do and cause problems. And that's why he had the 4 interceptions.
Maybe. I mean, it's a new system. If you listen to, so we've got some Phil Perry and Tommy Curran audio here, and some video and some of their quotes, and listen to Phil Perry's podcast, and he kind of details every interception. Both 3 of them are on the offense. One of them is just kind of a fluky thing. You could talk away 2 of his interceptions. 3 of his interceptions, 1 not his fault. It was a holding. It would have been called back. 2 of interceptions, you could say mistiming, bad communication. 1 of them was a bad throw. So
and one of them also, they were saying, was a very, very good play by Christian Gonzalez.
Yeah. So, you combine that with reports from last year. Look, let's dial it back a little bit. So I'm going to walk back my hate on Drake Maye. Drake Maye came into the NFL last year. People were calling him a 2 to 3 year project. He walked into OTAs at this time of the year, and there's no chance he was going to start. We were looking at week 6 to 10 that maybe we'll see Drake Maye. And then all of a sudden, they go practice with Philly, and we hear these reports like, oh, he's advancing a lot faster than we thought. And then we thought maybe that's bullshit because Gerard Mayo doesn't know what he's doing. And that was true. So it's hard to tell exactly what his progression was last year versus how the dysfunction affected it and why they were forced to throw him in early. That's all to say, I think there's a lot of positive reports that Drake Maye is a heady football player. He knows football. He picks things up pretty quickly. If that's the case, he should be a good match for McDaniels. And they've got some veterans in that group now, and they should be able to be competent on the offensive side of the ball. And all those are positives. They're all positives. I'm just saying the track record from Drake Maye from last year to the first time we get a look at him this year has been fucking turnovers and running into linebackers, getting his head taken off, and a couple nice deep throws down the right sideline. That's his resume at this point in the NFL. So I'm just, there's no guarantee that this kid's going to be good. The odds are he's not. Jaden McDaniels is excellent. In a draft class with 6 quarterbacks taken in the first round, one of them's good. Jaden McDaniels is good.
Jaden Daniels.
Sorry, Jaden.
Bo Nix seems like he can play.
Don't fuck you, Bobby. Don't.
No, it's been a year. It seems like he can play.
Thank you, Bobby. So the odds are even more stacked against Drake Maye. If there's 2 out of 6, I mean, you're talking, what do you want, 50% hit rate on quarterbacks taken in the first round of the NFL? Woof, that's asking a lot of Drake there. So, that's all I want to say. Let's pump the goddamn brakes on Maye. Any final thoughts, Raymond, on Maye?
Well, just like what you said, like look at what they did for Jaden Daniels. They got more wide receivers for him. Bo Nix, same thing. They got him more weapons. And what did they do for Mr. Drake May? Stephon Diggs with the torn ACL. That's what you get. So
Oh, you're not liking that now, are you, Ray?
I'm just trying to get on your side because I know
Pretty
some
sure
just
there was balloons and confetti and shake
that was
weight
when I
going
fucked your
on
mother
when
in the
you were
ass.
excited.
That's what that was.
Okay, well, you know what? If you're gonna shoehorn terrible shit in like that one, you go back to the cold golf course. We don't need you here. Let's move on. Other than my negative take, it seemed like it was pretty good. It seemed, physicality, energy. Vrabel is the man. Not a bad thing to say about Vrabel. The opposite of the Drake May experience so far. Mike Vrabel can't miss, pushing every goddamn button, which also worries me, but I won't go down that road at this point in time. This is a little bit of a long clip. Just I'll cue you when we want to stop it. Here's Phil Perry and Tommy Curran talking about it after that first OTA. They got
just overall the feel and the tenor of the practice was more intense than I was anticipating. For years, Tom, we heard about how this time of year, these camps, really teaching camps. That's what Bill Belichick always, we don't really start the competition until training camp. I mean, we're just trying to figure things out right now.
Let's try to get them to the field.
Yeah, so this wasn't that.
This was very markedly different from Bill's OTAs. They were faster. They were more demanding. There was less in-between teaching. Certainly there was teaching. And with Mayo last year, the practices were long, the practices were intense, but the feel and the look and the personnel groups and the speed, Phil noted how quickly and how many different things the offense was doing, as opposed to everything being a lot of wide zone.
So there you go. That's the main sentiment that a lot of the reporters come out of it is the intensity was there, more physicality. I heard people talking about Mike Vrabel having to tone it down, worried about the NFL getting reported back. The CBA says you can't hit, guys can't hit the ground, and there was starters going against starters deep in the secondary, 2-on-1 jump balls, and guys hitting the ground hard. So that's shit I like to hear. It's one thing to say Mike Vrabel's here and he's building the culture and he's got all of these wonderful phrases and saying, and he's got the pads on, he's hitting people in the chest, and everyone loves Vrabes, and that's fucking awesome. It's another thing to hear the entire team walking out on the field the second day of OTAs and getting after it. That's a good sign. Those are good signs for sure.
When was the last time we heard about that?
Well, Phil Perry just very accurately described Bill Belichick. No, the fucking league won't let us even fucking hit anymore. So I'm going to go crying to my fucking sock until Jordan comes and gives me a back rub later tonight. I'm fucking learning, jackass. God, the more we learn about this guy, the more those from Brady left. He's just a goddamn
liar,
sabotaged. The story for another day. Let me give you this other quote, Bobby, before this is from Curran, I believe. A couple more notes from these guys. There weren't a lot of brain farts. You didn't see these guys jumping off sides. You didn't see a lot of guys not knowing what they were supposed to be doing on the field, running out. You didn't see a lot of hesitation or pauses. That's the biggest thing I took away from it. That sentence right there, brain farts, guys jumping off sides, guys not knowing what to do. Running on the field, a lot of hesitation and pauses. You can define Gerard Mayo's coaching tenure with that sentence. The opposite of what Tom Curran said. So that I think is big for me. It seems like guys are dialed in, and then you want to put some sugar on top. Curran was impressed by Christian Barmore, conditioning and speed, which is probably the thing you should be the most concerned about with a guy like that. It's been out of football so long in heart conditions or blood clot conditions. And then everybody's impressed by this Efton Chisholm kid, but I got thoughts on the wide receiver core. Your thoughts there from the insider's point of view from OTAs.
It shows what a difference that a coach that knows what he's doing, that has actual leadership traits can do. He's got him dialed in. He has created a sense of urgency, and he has a presence in the building. Obviously, Mayo had no presence, and people were not worried about him being upset or not doing what they weren't supposed to, because they did whatever they wanted to do at all times. Clearly, Mike Vrabel has set an expectation that won't fly. Yes, we've heard a lot about this Efton Chisholm, the newest jitterbug wide receiver. He's obviously slated for, I believe next year he's going into the Patriots Hall of Fame against Wes Welker and Gronkowski. So we'll see how that vote goes for him. And can't wait to get him out there on the field and when he scores 18 touchdowns.
Whats only.
Yeah.
The Whats only.
With the wire, yeah, three Whats.
Part of the Hall of Fame. Jitterbug Whats. A lot have been made. Offense moving over to the offensive line. They're mixed and matched their offensive line on Tuesday, but the steadfast on that line was your boy Ray, very quickly becoming our boy Will Campbell.
He was starting at left tackle.
Starting at left tackle. I'm not sure if you guys saw that on the text chain. I made that pretty clear.
Tackle.
Will Campbell started at left tackle the whole day. The only other consistent starter was Garrett Bradbury at center. The rest of the crew was mixed and matched throughout it. However, right now it's looking like Campbell at left tackle, Cole Strange at left guard, Bradbury at center, Mike Nwenu at right guard, and Moses at right tackle, who a lot is being made of taking Will Campbell under his wing. And what a great thing that is, which I just get irked by stories like this at a Patriots camp. Like,
why? That's an old veteran showing the young rookie how to do things and how the NFL's.
That's exactly fucking why. Who gives a shit? Where was that last year with the young guy? They've had nothing but young, moldable offensive linemen for a fucking 7 years, and they all suck.
None of them was drafted number.
If you have some old bitch that's gonna show these guys how to get leverage, if they can't play. You know who the backup to Will Campbell is? Vadarian Lowe. Okay? So give me a break about Moses Malone teaching up Will Campbell in his short arms like it's going to make that much of a difference. Whoa! He's got a mentor. Who gives a shit? Can he play or not?
Mentors are highly important for personal development. And don't you downplay mentorship, you stuck-up bastard.
There's a perfect segment to the other story that's coming at camp that's going right up my ass. The fucking reports from these wide receivers and the plays the best play of the day came on the last throw, Javon Baker. What a gamer. What a gamer this guy is. Goes over Christian Gonzalez for a great Javon Baker. He will be cut. Okay, he will not make the team. And the Efton Chisholm, the $200,000 undrafted white rookie receiver that's going to be the next fucking Wes Welker, he actually might make Josh.
Yeah.
But Demario Douglas expected to have a big year in this system. He's due. He's due. This is like a guy. This is like Trevor Story, who's hitting 150 in the last 17 fucking months. He's due. He's bound to come around. He's got all the talent in the world. He's had all the time in the world to prove it. He freaking stinks. Okay.
Did you hear what Kyle Williams? Did you hear what his dad said?
No.
What?
Oh, he goes, if you guys like number 11, you're really gonna love 18.
What does that mean?
Because
Kyle Williams' number is 18.
Yeah, so if you really love Julian Edelman, you're really going to love Kyle Williams.
Okay, now Kyle Williams is Julian Edelman. Great. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. No, the best wide receiving core in the league. Can I just real quickly, Ray, can I hear what Mike Vrabel had to say about wide receivers? This is the only reason I give these guys a fucking chance, because of this.
Well, I think that when you say things like it's a full room, I would say that 31 other teams, that's okay, but 31 other teams are going to have 11 or 12 wide receivers at this point in time. So everybody's room is full. There's 11 or 12. I would say that the players that aren't available need to make sure that they're doing everything they can to stay up mentally and continue to work hard to get back. The young players that are coming onto this roster have to earn a role, and the ones that are returning have a clean slate to go and compete, and whether that's a carryover position from last year or a new position. So we're very early on in the process, but we need that group to compete and have a willingness to go out there and help the quarterback through this spring process.
And stop making TikToks about your fucking clothes brand and go out there and get right with your quarterback, fucking Kendrick Bourne.
Yeah, I was just can I translate?
Hold on. Kendrick Bourne's making TikToks about clothes?
Oh, yeah, he has his own little website that he goes on TikTok live all the time and tries to sell fucking merchandise.
All right, first of all, fuck that guy, and Ray endlessly troll him with the TikTok account.
I do.
Okay, good.
Can I translate that, Mike Vrabel?
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, there's a lot of guys in our room. Does every other NFL team have this many guys? No, we do, because all these guys suck, and I'm going to pick the best 4 and play them as much as goddamn possible. And I hope to God Stephon Diggs' knee doesn't blow out or he doesn't get arrested at some point in time in the season. That's basically what he said. And anybody else that is trying to make
his arrest record is minimal, you asshole. Okay, he's just a dick and everything else, and he just wants to ram his wang up Cardi B. That's all he wants.
Fair.
To do.
The arrest was unfair. Like how many homes can he wreck in a season? That's
fine. That's fair. Probably multiple.
What about drugging that guy and trying to rape him?
That was kind of what I was referring to, but I didn't know if we were allowed to say it.
Oh,
allegedly.
Allegedly.
Well, whatever.
It's under investigation.
Last note before I get to the depth chart issues, the kicker looked good. So,
and no racist tattoo, so we found out so far.
That's
yet. Always a plus. Always a plus.
That's good. Okay. We're long on this Patriots thing, but can I just quickly do the depth chart issues?
Oh, absolutely.
Let's go. Can I just start with the wide receiver?
Yes.
I know it seems like Ray is moving over to this other side of the table on the Stephon Diggs thing, even though he had a raging Diggs the second they signed.
Well, it went to a Langevin real fast when I found out he tried to pull a Diddy, and I was like, I'm out.
Okay, so it has nothing to do with being mid 30s and a blown ACL.
You're so judgy, Ray.
Yeah, no, the ACL thing is
so judgy.
That's fine.
No big deal. 31 years old, blown ACL. Look, if Diggs is not
for a guy who spent his whole day having
he didn't touch my wiener
all day.
He didn't touch me.
You blew Bill today.
There's nothing wrong with that. You guys are buddies. The Diggs thing, if he's 80% of Stephon Diggs last year, win. Massive win. It resets everything I'm about to say. I don't believe that if he's ready week 1, he's not going to be 80% of Steph Diggs last year. It's going to take him an entire year to get back to that. Okay? That just face reality. So what are you left with? Demario Douglas, who still hasn't figured it out. Kyle Williams, who's a rookie. Kayshon Boutte. Bobby?
Bum.
Oh, no, you don't like Kendrick Bourne, who's next on this list.
Well, yeah, Bootie's still a bum, but yeah, no, Kendrick Boutte, Bourne, yes, he's an asshole. Fuck Kendrick Bourne.
Mac Collins, the shoeless wild card that'll make some great plays and be the next folk hero in New England.
He'll win a game.
People will love Mac Collins in New England, but he will be mediocre in this offense at best. Jalen Polk is still not on the field because he has a shoulder injury, apparently.
Yeah, go figure.
And Javon Baker, who made the best catch in camp so far. Do any of those names ring fear into defenses they're about to face this year, other than Kyle Williams, who's apparently the next Julian Edelman?
Nope. They do not.
Okay. Let's just move on. We're just going to stick with the offense here. The offensive line, we talked about this a little bit, or at least I did, ranting style. Your left tackle, Will Campbell, the savior. Stud, absolute stud. Shoulders the sizes of Ray's Langevin, and arms shorter than that, backed up by one Vidarian Lowe. So that's good. You know, you got a rookie walking into the NFL after playing a lot of college football. 3 games off. If Will Campbell tweaks a high ankle sprain and he doesn't Mac Jones himself, or he does Mac Jones himself and gets his ass back in because he's a fucking gamer. He's back in 3 games. If Vidarian Lowe has to start for this team for 3 games, what's their record in 3 games?
0-3.
Okay. How's 9-8 look at that point? Your left guard. So Cole Strange has made a leap here. The first round pick, Cole Strange. After him, Layden Robinson and Sidney So. How those guys look lately? At center, veteran Garrett Bradbury. He was a 4-year starter for Minnesota. Mediocre. They let him go. Good, not great. They drafted Jared Wilson, who, the pom-pom waving boys will tell you he's the future center for the New England Patriots. After that, the guy off the street, Ben Brown and Cole Strange in the mix. Mike Nwino at right guard seems solid, but only if he's got good guys around him, was what we found out, right? He's not lifting a team around him. He's good in the right situation. After that, they've got the veteran Wes Schweitzer. And then at right tackle, actual Moses himself, apparently. Fucking Moses himself, Morgan.
He's a mentor.
The mentor. the mentor, Morgan Moses at right tackle. He has been an Iron Man. He basically just never misses games. This will probably be the year he goes.
Oh, of course. This is going to be the one that gets IR. Yep.
He's backed up by Demontre Jacobs, who Van Pelt thought it was a good idea to put Max Crosby one-on-one on last year, and we saw how that goes.
Great.
You want to tell me Will Campbell, Cole Strange, Garrett Bradbury, Mike Nwinu, and Morgan Moses can be a good to above average offensive line in Josh McDaniel's system with the Hunter Henry and his tight ends and his running backs assisting in pass protection? I'll believe you, and I believe that will work. What happens when one of those guys get hurt?
We're fucked.
Gonna look a lot like last year, possibly.
Your depth is a problem on this team. Real quickly, let me just move to defense. Everybody believes secondary is a big strength in this team. Careful. Christian Gonzalez and Carlton Davis should be a top cornerback duo in this league. Maybe the top in this league. You know what's after them?
Ugh.
Alex Austin and Marcellus Dial on the outside. You want to throw Marcus Jones in there? Okay, he's on the inside with Isaiah Bolden. Marcus Jones and Isaiah Bolden are your third and fourth best cornerbacks, and they're playing inside slot. Your backup to Carlton Davis and Christian Gonzalez is Marcellus Dial and Alex Austin or Kobe Meyer, Mr. Irrelevant himself.
Hey, look what happened with the other Mr. Irrelevant. He just got paid $50 million a year, so could happen.
Could happen.
Hey, why not?
Just saying, Carlton Davis misses about 4 to 5 games a year. What happens when he goes down? You're thin. And safety? Who's playing free safety, Bobby? Who is playing free safety for the
Haven't
team?
you seen the reports from OTAs? Craig Woodson is the truth.
The fucking savior. There's one guy on this team. Let's give it to him. Let's give him the 4th round rookie is going to come in there and be the next Devin McCourty. You got it.
It was a steal. It was a steal.
What happens when someone breaks his freaking arm? Like, the depth on this team sucks everywhere except for maybe your front 7. And even there, if your linebacker, if one of those new Spillane, if he goes down, who's playing that position?
Yeah.
So they still have money in the bank,
though.
though.
They went down.
They still have money in the bank, so like they have cap space to go get guys. Are they waiting for something for training camp for the cuts to come through?
Allow
and
me
then
to correct you, Raymond. They have cap space in the bank. They don't have money. They spent $300 million this year. They're done.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
There
might be some camp casualties that they can get, though.
I hate the generic, cheesy fucking term camp casualty. When's the last time the Patriots have got a camp casualty? Like, who's the camp casualties that the Patriots are going to pick up? When's the last time the camp casualty?
You're fucking negative. I'm trying to be positive, baby.
I'm just telling you the truth.
Stay positive. Stay positive.
I'm just trying to lay it out to you what's going on at Foxborough. And we've done that for about 30 minutes here. So I'll save my Forged in Foxborough thoughts for the blog. Again,
okay, I'll watch it then. So then I'll read your blog.
Thank you. Do that. Don't thank me. The Patriots can thank you for the views. Go to supermindsports.com to get my review on that. I'll just give you a quick snapshot. Well done. It was good viewing. It was long. It was a lot of dragging on there. Elliot Wolf is shoved down your throat in that thing.
I wonder why.
And it's like Vrabel's the man. Like, if Vrabel knows he's the man, he's in the position, he's calling the shots, and he's just kind of like giving the, like, Elliot, tell this team we want to make the trade. Elliot, tell him to call the player that we want to draft.
So he's a bitch.
Yeah, you can put it that way. Okay, let's throw to the headlines with the obvious one. Ray, as you see in the notes here, I'd like you to read this as the pretentious Scottish golfer you pretended to be this morning in the cold, rainy dew.
You stumbled once again into headlines with the obvious one. I'm your host, the human Skip Fire they call the obvious one, coming at you dumber than a sheep that licks electric fences for fun. Let's get tore into the week in Boston sports where mediocrity reigns and expectations go to die. The Patriots held their first OTAs. I fucking sound like a pirate.
Yeah,
Drake
well,
May.
Yeah, you're going in and out of
I know.
accents, and it's pissing me off.
I'm sorry, Drake May was under center, throwing wobbler spirals. Then a drunk. Nope. I can't do it. Drunk ferret on a roundabout. Josh McDaniels is back calling plays again like a necrom. What the fuck is that?
Necromancer.
Necromancer, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, conjuring up a ghost on the offensive schemes pass. If I had a, this is bad.
Why
Swing
don't
and
you
a
get
miss.
Bill's dick in your mouth? It'll feel more like today.
A quid for every time the Patriots ran a 2-yard goal in 3-9. I'd be able to afford a therapy and a gym membership. Though, let's be honest, I'd still spend it on fat boy pies and Buckfest. Swing and a miss, you Humphreys. The Sox beat the Mets in a 2-game 3 series, which is impressive considering both clubs have on the offensive potency of a jailed goat. Rafael Darra swung and bat and was chasing a burglar through his mom's kitchen, and the blow pit didn't explode, which in Boston counts for a fucking miracle. I celebrated the only way I know how, eating 6 sausage rolls and crying into my moobs like a sad bagpipe on a phone roll. Right, so Don Sweeney's contract extended. Aye, because there's nothing you wanted more than blowing the back-to-back playoff exits and a recording-breaking record wins. Keeps the same numpty in charge. Cam Neely and Don Sweeney are still running the show like 2 drunk fucking uncles over the ox court at a wedding. Jacobs called the season an embarrassment and then turned around and gave him a raise. It's like catching you mega shag in your mother's ass and thanking him for the fucking cardio. Now, in Boston, we really missed it, the Knicks, they're choking harder than me trying to swallow a boiled cock whole. Game 1 against the Indiana, they blew a 14-point lead faster than me. My blows through my gang of bully boys, Carl Anthony Towns and Brunson paid up big numbers, but it was me polishing my turds, entering the baking contest, still piling a bag of steaming shit. That's you weekly shambles, courtesy of the obvious one. Join us next week as I once again try to read the stats while sucking wind like a walrus with asthma. Slide to you magnificent degenerates. Stay thick, the Boston.
I can't do it. I can't do Scottish. I'm sorry. I can't.
To be fair, that was pretty hard. That was more Irish than Scottish, and then it kind of got French there at some point.
Yeah.
And it also sounded kind of gypsy.
Well, that was me not being able to read fast enough to do the accent and just mumbling.
Yeah.
Either
It was
way,
hard.
well done.
It was very hard. Yeah, you did a great job. That was great.
Very nice.
Thanks. I just like saying "fucking." I think I'm going to try and do that.
Yeah,
probably get
fuck.
rid of that.
Fuck.
Yeah, work it into the vernacular.
Yeah, there were a couple good lines. Crying into my moobs. I think you should use that more, Ray. With
I can do that.
By
Yeah.
moobs, it means your tits, obviously. So
No. Hey, I showed you them today, so you're welcome.
that's right. I do like that. I saved that.
I bet you did.
I'm going to make a T-shirt
Yeah, go ahead.
next weekend, maybe.
Oh, perfect.
Okay. 10 questions from a guy named Rob. Over to you there, Bobby.
Jim Irsay's dead. Any thoughts?
Yeah, it's sad that he died. What do you want me to say? I mean, the guy was a nice guy. He was he got all his dad's wealth. He got to play with lots of toys. He was a great owner. He just liked to partake in a little extracurricular activities with the drugs and
It was
alcohol.
real sweet. I'm sure Quaalude sales in the Indianapolis area are going to plummet.
Yep.
I don't have terrible thoughts. I am waiting for the back page story to come out that he did not die peacefully in his sleep. But
Hey, Quentin, what's up, man? That's always the greatest line after getting drafted.
he probably outlived what he should have. So good for him.
65, that's young.
Well,
It is, but he lived a hard life.
Oh, yeah, true.
And RIP and thoughts with him and his family.
Should the tush push have been banned?
No, pussies.
Yes.
Why would you want?
Stupid
Oh.
football. It's stupid football. They change rules all the time for stupid sport. Baseball didn't learn this for 100 years. Basketball is starting to learn it. All sports are starting to learn it. When your product sucks, change the rules.
It's not a football play. It's more rugby the way that they do it.
Yeah, but the only one team can do it is the Eagles. Everyone else tries to do it and they can't do it. Sorry that you guys can't do it.
That is not logic, and I don't have a good example to give it to combat it at this point in time. But that would be like, I don't have it. But no,
There's no such thing.
if
you
it's
can come up with.
affecting the game where it's affecting it, you're watching the game for entertainment, and that's a stupid fucking play to watch.
Oh, I
And
love it.
If they're doing it 8 to 10 times a game, it blows.
I like it.
And then let's see how the Eagles are without it. Let's see what they do without it on 4th and 2 when they can't just, dogpile themselves for 3 yards with what's his face?
Hurts.
Jalen Hurts.
Speaking of Jalen's, can the Knicks recover from their meltdown?
I hope not, because all those fucking Nick Bobos were making fun of us on social media. I was going to battle against Knicks fans, so I'm glad you guys lost in that fucking terrible fashion the other night, and I hope you guys get swept.
28-3, no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Can they? Yes, they have the best player in the series. Will they? I don't know. I hope they don't. I'm with Ray. Obviously, I am anti-New York.
Imagine if we had Aaron Nesmith, though.
Mildly impressed by the Pacers. They look like they got something. They do. Speaking of the Pacers, if Halliburton gets the team to the finals, do you put him as a top 5 player in the league?
No.
They don't play defense. The whole team doesn't play defense. They're not a. This Eastern Conference Finals, watching this is another indictment on Joe Mazzulla and the Boston Celtics. You're so much better than these teams. It's kind of unbelievable how much better you are than these teams. OKC is probably going to walk away with it against.
OKC is going to sweep the
and
East.
they're going to fucking dominate this team. Either of these teams, they're going to dominate them. And OKC was the closest thing to Boston. OKC might be better than Boston from a talent perspective. Experience, no, but so another kick in the dick to lose to that Knicks team. Watching these guys play.
Should the Bruins have extended Don Sweeney?
I say no, but now it makes sense because he's going to be the one hiring the coach. So yeah, he had another year left on his deal, so he's going to be here for 3 years. The new coach is going to come in. So yeah, you want to have coach and GM together. You don't want to fire Don Sweeney and then have a coach that John Sweeney already had here. So yeah, I like the extension.
Yeah, the other option is
like it's hard in that conference.
The other option is blow it all up. And look, they have the most wins in regular season since he's been part of the team. They've made the playoffs every single year, minus this year. They made a Stanley Cup Finals. You can do a lot worse than Don Sweeney. Let's see. I would give him another shot to build the roster. I would. The other option was to completely blow it up and start brand new and hope that the next guys can come in. And the grass is always green. This is a very classic grass is always green on the other side. A lot can happen in hockey. You've got a solid foundation here. I don't have a problem, Sweeney, moving forward.
What does Brad Stevens' exit interview tell you about the Celtics moving forward?
That this roster is going to get some changes. I think Porzingis is gone.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think the bigger takeaway was that the bigger change is not happening. Everybody knows they're jettisoning some salary. They have to. Any NBA team in their position is going to have to jettison salary. You can't be above the second airpin 3 years in a row. It just cripples you as a franchise. The bigger one is no fireworks at the trade, at the draft. Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Jason Tatum. That's your team moving forward for the foreseeable future. That's not changing. What can Stevens do around the margins will be more interesting to me, and I don't think he gave us any inclination on that front. It's really
he
boring.
did say he wants to compete, though. They're still in to compete.
Oh yeah, they're not going to tank.
No, because they're not moving on from Brown. They will. I don't think Brad Stevens will even entertain Jaylen Brown trade.
There's so many people talking about him going to Houston or going. Where was the other team?
We've done this before. It's so
not gonna
stupid
happen.
and so dumb. Even Cooper, we can agree or disagree on Cooper Flagg. Even if you believe Cooper Flagg will be a top 10 player in the league, he won't be for 4 years.
Yeah,
you don't do that to Jason Tatum. You just don't. You'll lose Jason Tatum in the meantime. He's not, and Brad Stevens knows that. It's Jaylen Brown's show next year. If they're lucky, Jaylen Brown will get hurt, and they'll get a top 10 pick, and it'll happen for him. It'll happen on accident for him.
Let's not hope that. Jesus Christ.
Interesting luck there.
He breaks a fucking knee. He misses 25, 30 games. They get into the lottery.
Well,
they miss it in the play-in. You do.
Speaking of draft picks,
they did that. The Warriors did it, and they got the second pick. They got and they traded it for Andrew Wiggins, and they went and won 2022. They won the championship when Steph and Clay missed the season.
Oh.
So
With James Wiseman.
James
Yeah.
Wiseman.
Sorry, go ahead, Bobby.
Speaking of lottery picks, will an Asian college basketball league produce the next Yao Ming?
What the fuck is this? What are you talking about? I don't even.
There is an Asian college basketball league that is being procured with the stated goal of producing the next Yao Ming.
They could just make that in the lab, can't they?
Well, they probably will, which is why the answer is yes.
Yeah, no shit. Bigger, stronger, more durable. His foot won't fucking come off.
Still bad at basketball.
Yao Ming was not bad at basketball.
He's a Hall of Famer, you son of a bitch.
He was not good.
Yao Ming was very good. He just had his. Yao Ming was very.
This maybe
good.
maybe I'm misremembering, but I don't remember him being good at basketball.
No. Yao Ming was excellent. He just had a very short career. His time at the top was very short, but Yao Ming was very good. He also shit his pants in clutch situations and got dominated by like Shaq and.
His career average was 19-9, Bobby. I mean, that's not bad for a very short career.
Also, you have to take like the last 5. Check out his last 5 or so years of his career. His numbers probably plummeted. He had that foot injury that just ended him.
Yeah,
foot injuries always end the big guys.
Yep,
that's too bad. Is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander the NBA MVP?
No, Jokic is.
No, but SGA is the MVP.
Watched him again last night.
I don't think he deserved it.
Hate watching that guy play basketball.
Why? Because he's Canadian.
Because he's James Harden. He's the reincarnation of James
That's the
Harden.
fucking league.
It's not Jokic, it's Tatum.
It's not the league. Not everybody does that. Not everybody does that foul baiting the way he shoots like 14 free throws a game. He drives left, dives into the guy in the paint, and then falls down shooting the ball. It's I can't stand it. I really can't stand it.
You know what's funny? The Charlotte Hornets have 2 NBA MVPs under their belt with Kobe Bryant and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Both drafted by
drafting other people's MVPs.
Didn't the Clippers draft Shai Gilgeous?
No, it was Charlotte.
And they traded him to Clippers?
Yep.
Are you sure about that?
Positive.
The big trade is the Paul George for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. The Clippers gave up Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I don't think he was drafted by Charlotte. I think this is another Rayism than the obvious one. I might be wrong. I don't know who drafted him, but I know the Clippers traded him. The Clippers traded Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Gallinari, 1, 2, 3, 4 first-round picks, 5 first rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 first-round picks, 2 swaps. What am I looking at?
Oh, that's SGA and a fucking Charlotte Hornets hat on draft night.
No one remembers that because it doesn't matter. The draft was Paul George from the Clippers to the Clippers for an unseemly amount of picks, and you got the MVP of the league. The Clippers just do Clippers things, man.
Yeah.
Paul George will be back in this episode of Simple Minds Sports Show. Don't you worry. That pick just got worse based on Simplest Minds of the Week.
What a terrible trade.
He was drafted by the Hornets.
So the Bills are on Hard Knocks this year. How stupid will Josh Allen look on it?
Pretty stupid. Does his wife get nude in the new movie Sinners?
Haley Seinfeld?
Yeah.
I don't
know. I might have to go watch that movie.
It'd be nice if you did.
Yeah.
I have come around on Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen probably knows what he knows, and he probably knows it very well. Like if you put a new offensive scheme in front of him, that might break his rock brain.
That's like saying that Ray knows what he knows, and he knows that very well. He just doesn't know a lot.
Exactly. But if you made a TV show about Ray and his desk and some plumbing shit, he would probably come off looking way smarter than he actually is.
That's true. If you made a show about Ray where he's the only plumber at this building, he'd probably come off as like pretty well off there.
Exactly. That's how it's job security, man. That's what's happening here with with Josh Allen and the Bills. If you took Josh Allen into any other sect of life and like tried to teach him how to do something, yeah, his rock brain would probably malfunction. And
I had a plumbing issue at the house today too.
Yeah, was your mother's pipes clogged again?
No, damn it. I was going to turn that into a mother joke on you. I was hoping you would ask me what the issue was, and then I was well done, Ray. You sniffed it out and got there first. That was I baited you, and you got to me. Very good. That being said, can Ray get a boner when it's cold outside for the Queen to service it?
No, I cannot. It was too cold.
Hasn't had one since 1997.
Yep.
That was 10 questions with a guy named Rob. We'll be right back with catching up with the Red Sox. The Boston Red Sox are 25-26, third in the AL, 5.5 behind the Yankees. Just took 2 out of 3 from the Mets, in which we watched Juan Soto strike out. This is the biggest not the biggest. A takeaway I got from this. Juan Soto, who signs, what is this deal rate? $750 million contract?
Yeah,
I think.
And a penthouse.
Got criticized heavily for not hustling. No shit. You sign a $1 billion contract and you don't hustle the next year?
I fucking have to.
No shit, huh? He struck out on 10 pitches against Garrett Crochet last night. Didn't swing the bat once, which was undoubtedly a silent protest. He got knocked down in the batting order. His team's mad at him. He came out and said, I think I'm hustling. It just, if I'm going to talk about basically all the things wrong with the Red Sox, being a Red Sox fan can be difficult a lot of times. Being a Mets fan is so much worse. It's so much worse.
Remember when we had Frank the Tank on? We thought it was going to kill him.
He was going to kill himself.
Yeah, we were watching a fucking Braves and Mets game. He goes, "This fucking team." Yeah, I'm like, he's going to die. He's going to die right on our show, and that's how we're going to get popular.
Just like you take one of the best hitters in baseball away from your crosstown rival, and you spend $1 billion. What's the owner of the Mets? Who's the owner of the Mets? He is leveraging all of his other business to afford this shit. Cohen. Like, go look at what he had to do to afford this shit and the deferred payments and everything else. And the team just crumbles constantly. They just crumble under it constantly. So that that's where we're starting with the Red Sox. At least you're not the Mets. Trust the process. Trust the process, y'all. Worked in Philly. It'll work in New York. It's been going on for generations for the Mets. In that series as well, here's just another snippet before we get to the Cora thing. Walker Buehler got tossed in the third inning from one of the biggest hardo ump moves I've seen in a long time. If you guys weren't watching, Buehler threw a strike. It was clearly a strike. Guy stole second. They came back. The ump walked halfway to the mound, said something to Buehler, who obviously had a pissed off face that he didn't get the strike call. And the ump just kind of bull rushes him, and Buehler tells him to fuck off.
No.
You can read on this, fuck you. It was a fucking strike. He tosses him out of the game emphatically. And then Cora comes out and gets himself tossed as well. The Red Sox went on to win that game with a bullpen game, 2 in a row, 2 close games in a row, which leads me to ask the question, Cora misses time. The Red Sox win. Do we have a Alex Cora problem?
I've said this before. Yeah, I think we do. I think come the end of May, that was my timeline that you have to get rid of Alex Cora because I don't think this team wants to play for him. You said it before, Rich. It's a Mike Vrabel issue. You got to get rid of everybody, bring a new voice into that locker room, and just start all over because I think his whole slogan is just getting very old over there in Fenway.
It's obvious. The signs are everywhere. The team's a mess. We talk about how dysfunctional they are. They lose and win in different ways every single game, so there's no consistency. So why wouldn't the manager be blamed for that sort of play and behavior?
In most day and ages, it would be the manager that you'd move on for the baseball team, especially with 2 games of evidence that without him they can win close games. Where with him, then it's been less so in his number of years. And I was thinking about this. When Alex Cora took over as manager, he took over in 2018. He took over a stacked ball club. That team went on to win the World Series. They were from top to bottom, wire to wire, the best team in the league. They dominated. In 2019, I don't know if you remember this, Ray. Alex Cora said we're going to take basically a extended break in spring training and brought them all along slowly, and they sucked. They absolutely sucked in 2019, and they've sucked ever since. Then they trade Mookie Betts. 2020 was COVID. That was a disaster. 2021, miraculously, they made the ALCS somehow, and we thought, wow, okay, maybe we're back. And then since then, it's been the Heimblum show, and and here we are. It's been 3 last place finishes in 4 years. But you go from 2018, where Alex Cora pushed every single right button with a really good ball club, to his immediate move in 2019 after they win the World Series is to take the foot off the gas. And I feel like that's exactly what you're seeing now. Now that the team is expected to be back in contention, Alex Cora's approach on this is just c'est la vie, all is good. It's just the player mentality and well-being. I'm a player coach. I can't go too hard on these guys. I don't know what buttons to push. Like, he's getting exposed now that the team is supposed to be back in contention. In the last 3 to 4 years, they were losing on purpose. So you combine that with, you're right, Ray, I've been talking about eliminating the lose mentality by Mike Vrabel in this bitch. I think you might have to start with Cora. The Red Sox won't. They will hold on for as long as possible. I don't know if that's the All-Star break or if that's next year. But if you get to the All-Star break and you're a 500 ball club and you're faced with buying or selling or splitting the needle again, the track record for this team under Alex Cora the last 2-3 years, the team not investing heavily at the deadline, the players bitching about it, Alex Cora passively aggressively bitching about the team not investing at the deadline, and they tank for the rest of the season. You cannot allow that to happen if you're the Boston Red Sox this year. So when you get to the trade deadline, if you're in that position, the move might be Cora. It might have to be. They might be forced into it, but I just don't know if they have the balls to do it.
Look what Baltimore just did. I mean, Baltimore just fired their manager. They were supposed to have a great year. They were great last year, and
was he the 3rd highest paid manager in the league with a new deal last year?
That's the problem. I know, the money, but you're also the Red Sox, where you can afford to eat that salary and just be like, all right, well, that'll be off the books in a couple of years. Let's just fucking go with it.
Do the Orioles own Liverpool and the Boston and the Pittsburgh Penguins and a number of other, and they're looking to buy an NBA team as well?
No, but they want to start having tours there because they're losing out on not having Taylor Swift there. So
at Camden?
Yeah. You didn't hear about that?
No.
The owner was pissed that he was like losing out on all these tours and stuff. So they want to make it more accommodating so they can have like tours like Taylor Swift go through.
Well, that's not happening at Camden Yards. Regardless, that's what a perfect antidote for these owners. They're not going to fire their $8 million manager and pay him $16 million to go to his daughter's graduation dinners for the next 2 years. That feels very far-fetched to me for a World Series winning manager that's been here through the thick and thin that they gave the contract to. So they clearly need an influx of energy, of change, of something. And to me, it feels like they've got 2 big balls of energy that they could do a lot with right down the street in Worcester with the name of Anthony and Maye, who have been the 2 top 5 prospects in baseball for the last 2 years running. One is literally the number 1 prospect in baseball, raking the shit out of the baseball in Worcester. The other one, I'm talking about Roman Anthony, of course. The other one, Marcelo Maye, who plays a position that has since been vacated, essentially, by your $160 million man, Trevor Story, is also killing the shit out of the baseball and has been threatening to make the bigs for the last 2 years. And for some reason, they won't bring these guys up. For some reason. What could that be? Let me give you a potential reason here. With the new CBA of the MLB last year, the year before, you have new Rookie of the Year compensations. So if a team's opening day rookie wins the Rookie of the Year, they get a additional first-round draft pick. This year, the Red Sox are pushing Christian Campbell, who at most of this year has been the front runner for Rookie of the Year. He's gone down a little bit because he's got a little bit of a slump. So Christian Campbell is on the team. He started opening day. That's one of the qualifiers. He is in the running for Rookie of the Year, which would grant the Red Sox a additional first-round pick. if they bring up Maye or Anthony, they can't get 2 rookie of the years or 3 rookie of the years. So they diminish those first round picks, potentials for them. Same if they finish in top 3 of MVP or Cy Young within the first 3 seasons. So that's a bit of a stretch. Teams can earn draft pick compensation if the prospect has to be on the opening day roster, win the rookie of the year within the first 3 years. That's called prospect promotion incentive. Here's where it gets tricky. Rookie eligibility rules. So this is, let me just, I'm burying the lead. Let me ask the question. Are the Red Sox delaying Roman Anthony and Marcelo Maye so that they can come up late this year and qualify to be rookies on the roster next year, which would mean they need less than 130 at-bats in the big leagues this year? Or
So
less.
that like September?
September doesn't count.
Oh, really? So it's
So
August?
Call-ups don't count. So it's less than 45 days total on the MLB active roster. So it's a month and a half. So that's the middle of middle of June and July. So all of July and middle of June, basically call it the trade deadline. And 130 at bats. Are the Red Sox waiting to bring Roman Anthony and or Marcelo Maye up till the trade deadline so that they can qualify them as rookies next year on the opening day roster to potentially give themselves another first round pick opportunity? I think that is very much in the question, and they should be annihilated for that shit. They're playing analytical Joe Mazzulla ball, first round picks in baseball, which is the end of the first round. When your team is struggling, you're underachieving, you have holes in your roster, you have the number 1 prospect in baseball, and you're going to dick around and wait till mid-June so he qualifies as a rookie next year. So potentially he could win rookie of the year. So potentially you could get an additional first-round pick that potentially could turn into an actual prospect 7 years from now or whatever. Like, you want to tell the fan base that you're into winning now? We've gone through this period of time of losing on purpose, developing for the future, and you are sandbagging that 2 of the top 5 prospects in baseball because you're playing the long game with these new fucking rules for rookie of the year and draft pick compensation? That is a pill that nobody can swallow, including Irene, who can swallow anything. And
I hear that.
And there should be more pressure on this. Roman Anthony and Marcelo Maye should be in the bigs at this point in time. They should be on this Red Sox roster, and you should send Trevor Story for assignment or waive whoever needs to be waived. These kids have been your future for a number of years. They're ready to go. Put them in the fucking lineup. And if you're sandbagging them for future first-round picks, shame on you. It's bad baseball. It's a losing baseball. They're continuing their losing ways, and they should be ethered for it.
They just won the Premier League, so I don't think they're going to be continuing their loser ways.
Who's they? The Red Sox won the Premier League?
Fenway Group.
Do they get some extra change for that? Maybe that'll affect
Probably. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, maybe they're going to get more cash flow for that.
No, I don't think that it's being talked about enough. Your team is squandering. You have a lack of energy. You have a lack of winning quotient, and you have 2 guys down there, right down the Mass Pike that you can bring up and inject some energy, or at least into the fan base, and you're not doing it, and it's becoming more evident that it's because they're playing they're playing this.
But haven't they been doing that forever, though? Like, didn't they do it with Mookie Betts and Xander Bogaerts and all that shit? Like,
no, this was the point. They didn't with Dombrowski. They brought these guys up even before. Every championship run they've had a young guy, minus 04. Ellsbury was in 07. Pedroia was up in 13. A Hall of Famer Pedroia, sorry.
Not yet, bitch.
Devers was there in 18. They've always had this influx of young talent with their championship rosters. So, you asked why Roman Anthony's not on the Red Sox. You cannot give me a better reason than what I just laid out to you.
No, it's perfect.
And it's
Seems plausible.
You should be mad at it. It's way easier and more fun to be mad at the Red Sox than it is to root for them. Okay. So there you go. There's catching up with the Red Sox. How'd that go for you? We'll be right back with this or that with Chief Bobby.
Nerds with spreadsheets ruin everything.
True that.
True.
Yeah, math should go away. Here's a question for you: never eat carbs again, or never eat meat again.
Never eat carbs again. Give me that meat. Give me that fucking salty meat, baby.
Yeah,
Come on,
I
man.
can do with it.
I think you have to keep the meat. I mean, carbs, while satisfying, yeah. I mean, you could go without it.
Yeah,
Like anal with your mother. It's satisfying, but I can go without it.
Yeah.
Your previous one was better, but that was. If
Yeah,
I had pulled off, if you had taken my bait for the plumbing joke, it would have been real good. But you cut me off at the pass.
We'll make the executive decision and say you're done, Raven. No more.
Okay.
You've been pretty poor at this tonight. so.
Okay, I'm sorry. That's I've been cold all day because I've been golfing. With
You
Bill.
have
I
been
don't know
cold.
if I've told you guys that. Or
You
not.
got shivery
Fingers
toes.
in your mouth.
Yep.
You got an inverted dick.
That's always though.
Yeah.
Have to
you're
wake
sitting
up
down.
at 4 a.m. every day, or go to bed at 12 a.m. every night.
I do wake up at 4 a.m. almost every day, so I'd rather go to bed at 12 at night.
Yeah, midnight.
Yeah.
Easy.
Give me the early wake up. Yeah.
You're a
Start
freak.
my day.
You're a freak, Vine.
Classic athletic tuck.
Give me.
4 a.m.
Yep. Okay.
Bullshit. It's already tucked in when he's in
Let's
bed.
go take some people's money.
I sleep tucked. Yeah. Italian dressing or Caesar?
Caesar.
Yeah. Are we just
Oh,
talking salad
Italian.
though? Like, are we talking just on salads?
Well,
Yeah, just-
whatever you'd
let's
want to
just take a
do. I
quick
mean, you
second
really
for me
only
to
put
explain.
Caesar in a salad.
Well, just for real quickly, Ray, salad is a combination of generally leafy greens and vegetables.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. Caesar. I didn't
Yeah,
hear your
Caesar.
answer, Bobby, but it's Caesar.
Caesar.
Italian.
Oh, you freak.
Yeah. No.
What's
you
wrong
just
with
gotta
Italian dressing?
tuck in his nothing wrong.
I've
with
noticed when Bobby talks food, no one ever agrees with him.
it. No,
It's gross. Like his ways.
There's
are
nothing
just
gross
disgusting.
about Italian dressing.
he's grounded in the ways of the North American continent. The just don't agree with the rest of us European born.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with Italian dressing, but given the option,
me
just
Caesar.
forever, Caesar. It's a more palatable forever dressing.
That is the incorrect take here. You can only cook with a frying pan or only use freezers to store your food.
This was an interesting. I had to think twice about this one.
No,
I didn't actually
like
know what you meant, but the answer is frying pan.
Yeah.
Because if everything you have is constantly frozen, that sucks.
Could you imagine how annoying that would be?
God, like milk. Like
Your peanut butter.
Yeah, exactly. If you
Most
or
peanut
you're
would be
playing the
worth
game
cold.
where you put it in for a little while to keep it cold and take it out, you're like having
Yeah,
to
no,
constantly
that sucks.
rotate.
And so the other side of it is I just can't use a grill or an oven. Like no,
Yeah,
problem.
so everything
fine
just
by
has to
me.
be cooked.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, frying pan.
I think the answer is frying pan, but I was just imagining having to do the constant rotation so you could get it like you put the beer in for a little while, take it out before.
Oh
it
yeah, no,
freezes.
that sucks. No,
Yeah.
blows. No way.
Interesting. Another quandary here: roll around and poop or jump in a pee pool.
People.
What kind of poop we talking about?
A lot of it.
Yeah, people.
Yeah, I go pee pool too.
Is the poop solid or messy?
That's what I
A
want
little
to
bit
know.
of both.
Yeah.
No, it's
People.
people. It's
Yeah.
people. Most
Maybe-
most pools are people's. So
Yeah.
Roll around in the poop, jump in the pee pool to get it off.
There you go.
Work on salary or hourly wage.
Hourly.
Th-
I know you guys are salary, so I think you guys do a lot of work for
I mean,
free.
you get screwed over on salary, but you also win other times. It just depends on what it is you're doing. It's a very complicated question, but it is nice just to be able to leave whenever you want and get paid the same. You don't have to worry
it's
about
not
those things.
it's not complicated. Adults work on salaries because it is the better way to go. That's how you get paid more. And fucking losers working hourly. It's just you collect your salary and fucking do the job. This is not a question. It's a salary. How much are you going to pay me? What's the answer? Oh, you're going to $60 an hour. It ends in an hour. No, I'm not fucking working an hour. Either pay me a retainer or give me a salary. This is how the world works in adult world. I'm not working at fucking McDonald's or at a desk. Just give me this goddamn.
I love it when he gets so high and mighty and breathes down
so-
to the simple fuck. I fucking love it when he.
Hourly.
I like it when he
Okay.
does it. All right. Be polite to Ray all the time, or be a jerk to your wife all the time.
Be a jerk to my wife all the time.
Well, yeah.
You have no
Oh, I don't get it.
self-harm.
Huh.
No, I love my wife. I will be a jerk to Ray.
No, that you either have to be polite to me or a jerk to your wife.
Oh, fuck. Oh. No, I will. I'll be polite to Ray. I'll be polite to Ray.
Oh, so you're gonna be a jerk to your wife?
That's
No. I will be polite to you, so I don't have to be a jerk to my wife.
Oh, gotcha.
yeah, exactly. That was very.
Your
nice.
hair looks nice. I think you could do more with your weight, but that's me being politely
Positive criticism.
constructive criticism.
Constructive criticism is always nice.
Yes.
Lastly, dive into a new TV series or dive into some regular season baseball.
New TV series.
I'm going. I know I've railed on baseball, and I know it does suck, but there are some bad TV. Like, I can watch baseball. I know what the baseline of shitty is. It's still sports. If I have to watch a god awful reality show, like
I don't watch
I'm
reality
assuming you
TV.
can't pick. Like you just have to watch it.
It's just
Oh.
here's a new show. Boom.
No.
Oh, fuck
I
that.
can't
Then yeah,
do
give me
that.
regular season baseball.
No, just give me baseball.
Yeah.
It's like 5% of TV is good, maybe less, probably less. 1% of
It's
TV is
probably less than that. A lot of it's garbage reality TV, and a lot of it is just things that I'm completely uninterested in. My level of interest has waned to about this big, and every minute that passes, I
Yeah.
get more difficult to satisfy. So I probably take the baseball.
good. Which is interesting because with your mother, it's grown. The satisfaction becomes much wider scope.
Thank you so much, Richard.
As she gets older.
Richard, thank you so
Okay,
much.
we'll be right back with Simplest Minds of the Week.
Oh, back to school to prove to Dad that I'm not a fool.
I will say, I don't know if you can tell by looking at me, I do have family members with Down syndrome. It almost got me. I dodged it, but it nicked me. Bit of a day walker myself.
Are you stupid or something? I'm as stupid as stupid does.
I am a man of my word. This is the Simple Minds Sports Show, and this is Simplest Minds of the Week. And I said Paul George would be back, and he's back. Paul George reminds everyone the NBA players aren't robots who can shut everything off. He quote says, "It gets to the point where how do I get through this one?" When talking about the taxation of playing 82 games in the regular season. Oh, Paul. Oh, Paul. Quote, "I don't want to say this to knock the league because, we make good money in the league." Rick, can you quickly look up what Paul George's contract is?
Absolutely.
But 82 games is taxing sometimes, where it gets to the point where you're on your fifth game in 6-7 nights, and that fifth game is just like, man, how do I get through this one? The 6'8" wingman from Palmdale, California said, quote, he goes on to say, and mind you, in certain situations, like people dealing with shit going on at home, you might get into it with your spouse or, just variables like that happen. Like you can't control, but now you got to take that with you, not sleeping, getting in late, playing your fifth game on 7-8 nights, blah, 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 blah. Did you get a salary there, Raymond?
Yep, he signed a 4-year, $211 million contract.
Oh, is that right?
Yep, he made $49 million this past
And
year.
how many, maybe you can look this up real quickly. How many games did he actually play this season?
Oh,
12.
That's great. There it is.
I'm guessing. I don't know.
It's probably not far off. The fucking audacity of this guy. This guy.
The NBA player is so unlikable. It's pathetic.
Unbelievable.
He played 41 this year.
41. He played half the season. He played half of
Half
the
the
games
season.
as he's complaining about playing.
Yeah.
For $211 million in 4 years.
He's made $636 million in his career.
Jesus Christ.
What a piece of shit. Like, this is the guy. We didn't talk about this in the Red Sox. Liam Hendricks, who's a reliever for the Red Sox, who's been out for a couple of years. He had multiple Tommy John surgery. He went through cancer, lymphoid cancer, came back. He got shelled the other night. Last night in the
the social media, I saw
in the
that.
Garrett Crochet game. People were telling him, like, I wish you died of cancer and all this horrible shit that you hear on social media. And he came back and said, you guys need to get a life. And he's totally correct on that. This is the things people should rail about. Like, not that Paul George should die, obviously, but like, fuck you, you clueless motherfucker. Like, every bad word, insult that you could come up with should be sent this way in just a frame of shut up, you jackass. Get off the internet. Someone take a microphone away from this fucking clueless dickhead. Like, what a jerk off. He deserves.
He's living in everyone's dream. Like, how many people want to play fucking basketball for like a life? Like, that's what your job is go play basketball, NBA basketball, and make that kind of money. And he's bitching about, well, it's just too much for me. I don't know.
Let me ask you this question, Plumber Ray. We make fun of you all the time for your. Would you play? Would you take on the unbelievable, daunting schedule that it is to play 82 games in 6 months for the same exact amount of money that you're getting now instead of what you're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So would fucking everybody.
Yeah.
It sounds great.
Yeah. So would everybody in every scenario, everywhere, basically.
Yeah.
So never mind getting to do what you're doing. You get $211 million. You've already made 62. Like, your generation's changing wealth. Like, shut the fuck up, Paul George. Someone should punch him in the fucking mouth so he can't talk anymore. Speaking of that, here's another guy. Not as bad, but similar.
Health is a lot, I would really, really appreciate it if there were a couple of days in between games in the playoffs instead of every other day. Regardless if you go 7 games. I understand if you do your work early and you get first seed, then you can have some time off. But I think the days in between games, not just off day and a travel day, but a travel day and a recovery day, just two days. I think the product of the game would be a lot better. I think there'd be just a better product on the floor, just to give all these professional athletes just one more day of rest. And you would see a higher level of basketball. Probably less blowouts.
Can I stop you before you go? Tell me that doesn't look like Brittany Griner and sound like Brittany Griner.
There's something there. Bob, do you have any thoughts on that?
Just the NBA player is so unlikable. They are just disgusting. They are totally out of touch with like the real world, like in every single facet of their being.
Yeah, clearly. Shut up and play. What was this? There was a Congress person that got in trouble for telling LeBron to shut up and dribble. There's something to be said for that. Like, you can have compassion for the other side. I understand it's hard, Aaron. I understand that it's grueling and your body's probably hurting and you're going through a lot and it puts stress on your family. You travel a lot. You make, what's Aaron Gordon's salary? Does anybody know? Paul George makes $211 million. The 99% of the world would give up what they have to have the wealth and the opportunity that you have for mostly God's given ability to you physically. And sure, your hard work went into it, but shut up. Just like know your space, know your audience, know what you're talking. Just shut up. He does have a point about too much kills a product, but not in the NBA. Football, they shouldn't be playing football on Thursday nights. That ruins products because they beat the shit out of each other once a week. In basketball, come on, man. Come on. Like, you get an extra day for travel. You can play every other night. This is the deal. You get paid a lot of money to entertain people every other night for 6 to 8 months of the year. Then you get 4 months off. Come on, man. Just
3 years, $103 million.
$103 million for 3
billion.
years For 3 years, you can gut out every other night for 6 months for $100 million. Come on.
I mean, he's not doing
Come
plumbing
on.
behind a desk.
Clueless assholes.
Agreed.
Here's one asshole that wasn't clueless, just fucking dead-eyed the whole time, constantly, never missing a beat. Here's Rob Gronkowski talking about Aaron Hernandez gooning it up.
We heard stories about like him being in the team meeting room, like beating off and like doing crazy shit.
I mean,
and honestly, if you don't want to talk about, we
possibly,
don't have
to. That's a possibility. That one. I may or may have not seen it live.
No shit.
Yeah. I'm not going to conform. I'm not going to.
At the time, you're just thinking to yourself, "Man, this guy really loves ball."
Deny, but I mean, I love crazy shit though. So like, I didn't mind things like that. I was like, wow, like that was pretty epic. Like, I was a wild man myself. So like, I was.
What the fuck? Imagine just seeing that, like the team drills and stuff, and you just look over and he's just jerking off. You're like, oh fuck.
That was the best response. I mean, I thought I was kind of into wild shit. So
for anybody just listening, it was Busting with the Boys, right? Podcast. Gronkowski was on there, and the question was not on it, but it was about Aaron Hernandez masturbating in team facilities, and then the clip went on, and Gronkowski basically confirmed it. Gronkowski's on TV a lot, and he's on Fox and in professional settings, and he clearly he's gotten better, but he clearly looks like uncomfortable in a lot of those situations. Even like he goes on Edelman's podcast a lot, and sometimes it feels
they have their own one. Yeah, they have their own now. Yeah,
when he's talking stuff, that is unfiltered Gronk. Like that is like, I know I can't go all the way and tell you what was going on, but like I can neither confirm nor deny. He fucked up the quote, but he like got the quote sentiment out and basically said, yeah, I watched Aaron Hernandez fucking goon himself in a team meeting. And you know what? I was pretty fucking wild too. And I was like, yeah, man, get after me.
Just cheering him on. Fuck yeah, dude.
Do it. Go. Sub 6.
Sub 6. Like my question is like, do you think Hernandez gave him like shut up or I'll shoot you like sign, or was he like, fuck yeah, man, you want to get in on this? Like give him the old Honolulu salute?
Oh, fuck yeah. He told him he was probably looking at Rob, fucking jerking off, looking at Rob.
I think Aaron Hernandez loved football. Do you think he was whacking off to like McDaniel's plays? Like he was watching the end around and he was like, I'm
no, I think he was looking at a teammate's dong.
Maybe that was it.
Or he's looking at Tom Brady.
Man, a lot of fine asses in the room. There you go. Rob Gronkowski confirms Aaron Hernandez goons in team meeting. Sub 6. What's mine's of the week?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, Hernandez. All right, there you go. That's how we end these shows. This is the Simline Sports Show, Friday Rewind, May 23rd, live here, Thursday, May 22nd. We will see you next week. Join us live at 8:15. Facebook or YouTube.
Fucking queen.
And if you can't catch us there, join the newsletter on simplemindsports.com to get all the latest pods and blogs every Friday that comes out. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.